right, good morning everybody. Welcome to Facebook Live Friday. It's 10:30 Friday morning, September 18th. Let's welcome our panel. She's the Bonnie to my Clyde and the Jekyll to my Hyde. Running the camera, it's Amanda.
Hi guys. I'm gonna go back.
And she's seen fire and she's seen rain. Now she sees your comments and questions. She's Caitlin.
What's up, everybody?
And our special guest today from the Electric Operations Department, two of our line workers, Matt and Cole. We're out here today because we're out here in the training yard. We're not out in a forest with very funny looking trees. This is our training yard, and this is where our line workers learn the trade of how to be a line worker. This is where they do certifications, practicing. That's where I practice for the rodeo each year. And we're out here today because today is Tradesmen's Day across the country. It's the day to celebrate the men and the women who do the work of building our infrastructure that keeps our country humming right along. And that's a great thing to celebrate, not just today, but every day. And I think it's kind of fitting that we're talking about Tradesman Day, considering we have 10 of our own down in Fairhope right now helping to restore power after Hurricane Sally. So before we get too far into this, Matt, have you heard from the guys? How are they doing?
Guys are doing great. Talked to them yesterday. We're expecting to be down there for a while. When they showed up 100% out in Fairhope where our guys are, multiple poles down, so it's going to be a lengthy recovery.
Yeah.
I think some more crews from North Alabama were down there in the same area helping.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, they a lot of debris, a lot of trees down, a lot of wire on the ground, so they started working yesterday to get it back up.
And to give you guys an idea of what they're dealing with down there, here are the numbers as of this morning. Statewide in Alabama, 190,769 customers without power. In Baldwin County, where our crew is at, that number is 124,538. And in Mobile County, which was also very hard hit, that number is 59,609, which is significantly down from where it was. They were over 100,000 yesterday, so it is going a little quicker there. You guys have been on these trips before. What are they dealing with down there?
Long hours. You deal with long hours. The main thing is taking care of yourself, taking all your safety precautions. Some of these storms is the most dangerous work a lineman can do. You're going into areas you're unfamiliar with. Watch out for customer generators, back feed on lines. You got a lot of long hours. Normally they'll work 16-hour days, and so you wake up in the morning, you go work, and you come home, or you go back to your hotel and you go to bed. You know.
Under normal conditions.
Where have you been, Matt? I'm curious.
Well, I've been with Huntsville Utilities 20 years. My first major storm was Katrina.
Okay.
We stayed down there about 2 weeks helping. We were in Picayune, Mississippi, helping down there, and then I've been to Florida on hurricanes twice. I've been on ice storms up in Kentucky.
What about you, Cole? Have you been anywhere?
Before Huntsville, before I come to Huntsville, I've been to Pennsylvania, Arkansas, Texas, Oklahoma,
Wow.
Florida, Georgia, Tennessee, South Alabama, but it's ice storms and hurricanes and tornadoes. And with Huntsville, I went to North Carolina. I guess it's been 2 or 3 years ago.
Yeah. I was just curious.
Well, and under normal conditions, it's a dangerous enough job. Now you're dealing with the devastation of a hurricane that's come through, and that makes it even more dangerous. I know we were here before the guys rolled out on Wednesday, and there was a very long safety discussion before everybody left. Which you guys are all professionals, and I know how seriously you guys take safety, but you just can't hear that enough about the dangers of the job. And so we appreciate those guys. You guys have shown us a lot of support. I've shown them a lot of support on our social media pages. I can tell you they appreciate that. And our local news stations have been talking about them being down there. We appreciate their support. We hope they are back sooner rather than later, and they hope they're back sooner rather than later too, I'm sure. And they're going to deserve a nice long rest when they get back. So let's talk a bit about being a tradesman. 20 years, how many years has it been for you now?
6.
6, so we've got kind of both ends of the spectrum here. What do you find rewarding about this type of work?
Well, for me, going on these storms like that, that's some of the most rewarding work you'll do as a lineman. You know, when we went, Katrina, like I said, was my first major storm as a lineman, and getting down there and seeing somebody's house, half of it's gone, but they've got tarps up living in the half that's still standing, you know. And then when they see you pull up down the road, they're asking you if you want something to drink, if you need anything, you know. We're good, you know. Just being able to go help, even here when we had the tornadoes here, you know. A lot of times we're some of the first people in after the storm hits, and it gives people a sense of normalcy when they see the utility trucks roll up and they think they're about to get power back. You know, society now relies on power a lot.
Sure.
You know, and but that's probably some of the most rewarding work I've done in my career.
That's just the same thing Matt said pretty much. I mean, if you put your family in those people's shoes and knowing what they need and seeing how grateful they are to you for coming and helping them, it means a lot to you.
It's like, you know, we were the recipients of mutual aid back in 2011. I wasn't with the company then, but you know, I was without power for a week, and it's kind of weird. You know, you think, oh well, you know, power's out. I guess I mean, maybe it's just maybe I'm just an idiot. I don't know. And oh, power's out. I guess I'll watch TV. Well, you know, you won't. But you know, we've gotten some messages from people who are in Fairhope thanking us for those guys being down there. What's the how did you get started in this? What drew you to this type of work?
Well, when I was 16 years old, I took an electrical course at the trade school, and kind of got some knowledge on the industry and decided this is what I wanted to do. Came to Huntsville Utilities when I was 16, worked in the summer hire program up until I graduated high school, and instead of going to college, I chose to go start my apprenticeship. And like I said, I've been here 20 years now, and it's been a great career for me.
What was your drive to come?
I guess high school, you had trade days, and senior year, you don't really know what you want to do yet, and had some people come in from a lineman college and come and talk to you, and something you kind of thought about and took a visit and decided that's what I wanted to do, and it's been rewarding, and it's helped me and my family out a lot. It's a good living.
And that's the thing, it's a very good living. It's now you earn every penny. It's hard work, but you can make a great living doing this kind of work. What's the Apprentice Program like? You mentioned the Apprentice Program. This isn't something where you just graduate high school, get the job, and start climbing poles. Far from it.
No, we a lot of the guys that we hire in now have already been through what you would call a pre-apprenticeship training. There's a few places around North Alabama here that offer that type of training. So they've usually been through a certified pole climbing school. We used to do all that in-house. Now we're having a lot of guys put in for jobs that they've already had this training at Calhoun or somewhere else. And so basically you come in, if you've got that training already, that puts you ahead of the pack.
Right.
Once you get in, we have a 4-year apprenticeship.
Wow.
Here at Huntsville Utilities. Cole will tell you, it's a pretty strenuous course. It goes through all aspects of the job. You have to complete that successfully and have 7,600 hours of on-the-job training before you can get your lineman certificate.
So tell us about that training. You're the most recent one of the two of you to have gone through it. So what is it like?
It's like Matt said. It's strenuous. It's not all physical. You've got book work you've got to do.
Right.
You've got, whenever you have a book, you've got tests on the books. I mean, it's not just, you're not just coming out here after work hours and doing work here. You're taking stuff home with you too. And it affects you and your family, especially if you got kids and you want to do good with it and study the books and stuff. It takes your whole family to help you get through it.
And you know, the great thing about it, you're getting paid this whole time.
Yeah.
You're getting paid to learn a trade. It's a great way to get out in the workforce, make a great living, and job security. I mean, you know, we hear a lot about, you know, how the way energy is generated is changing, renewables, solar, and all that's great. But at the end of the day, it's the distribution that's still got to be there, regardless of how the electricity is being generated. So, you know, we've had, unfortunately, a lot of people either had to take furloughs or maybe even completely lost their jobs during the pandemic. But that didn't happen here. You guys are essential workers, and it's a very secure job. Not just the guys in electricity, but natural gas and water. And there's also apprentice programs for that. Everything's a little bit different. If there's somebody out there who is considering this line of work, or maybe they're a parent who has a son or daughter, because there are female line workers out there. We kind of default and say linemen just out of habit, but there are female line workers out there. They're not in the majority, obviously, but they are out there. What would you say to someone who is thinking about this line of work, or thinks they might want to talk to one of their children about this line of work?
Do online, a lot of research on it. You can find out a lot about the job online. Like I said, there's a few different places in North Alabama now. Calhoun offers a course. Southeastern over here, there's places that you can go take pre-apprenticeship training, and but if you take it, most of the guys that take it, or guys or gals that take it, they come out with a job.
Yeah.
They come out going to work for a municipality or independent contractor.
Because these jobs are in demand right now.
They're very much in demand.
We got slots to fill.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how many we've hired since I've been here. I've only been here about 3.5 years, and we've hired a bunch, especially in a community like Huntsville and Madison County, which is just growing so rapidly. The jobs are out there; they're good jobs, and if you want to, you know, go to Google, start searching. If you've got, you know, maybe if you want more specific questions, contact us through Facebook. We'll put you in the right direction, get you in touch with somebody who can answer that question for you. Like just about every job out there, it's not something everybody can do. Some people aren't cut out for this kind of work. Like I said, it's hard work, but the thing that strikes me about it is it's the kind of hard work that's very rewarding, because at the end of the day, I mean, you can look at what you've done. And there's just something about that, being able to do that. So before I know Cole's going to give us a demonstration of his skills on the pole here in a moment. And so while he's suiting up to do that, let's head over to Caitlin to talk about any comments or questions, or to correct anything I probably shouldn't have said. So Caitlin, how about that?
Sure. We've gotten a lot of shout outs. So let's go back up to the top and see what all we've got. We got a lot of people watching. So thank you everyone for tuning in today. We
Yes,
appreciate
thank you
watching.
very much for watching.
Let's go.
Tell your friends to watch. This is I'm telling you, this is the highlight of our week. We have more fun probably doing this than anything else we do, because it's a one-on-one direct conversation in real time with you guys. I'm sorry I interrupted. Go ahead.
No, it's okay. And I'll add to that. Sorry, I'm adjusting my mask. But I'm relatively new to Huntsville Utilities. I started at the end of January, and so being able to come out with them onto different job sites and be able to talk to people in our industry, I've learned a whole lot more. So it's been informative to me. I can only imagine how it is for y'all as well. So anyway, let's go to the comments. We have from Gail. She says hello to Joyce, and then she also commented later, hello to Ricky, Greg, Joyce, Brenda, Mike, Tommy, and all the gang that she knows, and says hello to the, in all caps, best utility company and team anywhere, which I would have to agree. And then let's see, we're gonna keep on going down. We got a lot of people watching, and it always tells me. Peter says, thanks for what you guys do for our neighbors. We had someone else comment they have family down in Fairhope and said, thank you to Huntsville Utilities and the crew for what they're doing and helping their family. It means a lot. Several people commenting and saying, they appreciate what our crew and Huntsville Utilities does. And they agree that they are the best there is out there, and I definitely stand with them on that. So trying to make sure I didn't miss anything. No, I don't think so. Brandy put 3 hearts, love our linemen, so thank you, Brandy. And I believe that's it. No questions so far.
Okay, no questions. That's good. Something I want to throw out there real quick. I'd forgotten about this, but I remembered it while you were talking. We have a lot of great fans on our social media pages, and we appreciate that. And we had something really interesting happen over the past week. Every Friday, we get a notice from our HR department that says, please welcome these new employees into the Huntsville Utilities family, or so-and-so has received a promotion, this other person has retired, such and such. We got one on Friday, and there was a name in it that I recognized from our social media pages, and I thought this has to be more than a coincidence. His name's Michael. I won't say his whole name for privacy. But finally I just emailed the guy and I said, look, is this the same guy who always consistently turns up as one of our top fans on Facebook? And he said yes. So that, to me, I don't know, maybe I'm just easily amazed. I thought that was pretty cool that one of our big Facebook fans now works for the company. It can happen to you too. We post jobs on our website. We have one for a stores keeper that we posted last night. It'll be up for about a week. You can check that out. I thought that was cool. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm easily amazed.
So Matt, you want to tell us about some of the equipment that he's using? I can't believe that he's about to climb, and the only thing that's going to keep him on the pole are those little tiny metal spikes.
Yeah. Well, when I talk about going through a pole climbing school, what I'm talking about is doing exactly what he's about to demonstrate. You'll see right here on his feet, that's what we call our hooks, or climbers. It's got a little spike on the end of them that goes into the wood. They got Velcro straps at the top of them to secure them to your legs. If you come up to his belt here, that's your safety belt, climbing belt. It's got tool pouches attached to it, everything. Most of the time when you suit up to go up a pole, you probably got 30, 40 pounds on that belt by the time you get tools, gloves, everything you're going to need. This device right here is what we call our pole strap. Now, used to, when I came up, we did a lot of free climbing. You didn't have a safety around the pole up until you got to where you were working.
Oh, wow.
Now we use this device. There's a lot of different ones out there. We normally use the Buckingham buck squeeze, but what it does is if you fall, it chokes the pole and it's supposed to not let you fall to the ground. There's still fall hazards with it. They fail and things happen, but that's what this is. He'll have a secondary safety when he needs to transfer his regular working safety over something. He can put it over it and transfer over. But right now he's got minimal tools. He's just going to demonstrate how to climb a pole.
Okay, and while he's doing that, I have a question about pole climbing. We have, and I've been lucky enough to go up in them, and she hasn't yet, but that's going to happen.
It is going to happen.
Bucket trucks. What determines if you're going to go to the top of the pole in a bucket truck or if you're going to strap on the gear and climb the pole?
A lot of it is where our bucket trucks are pretty much limited to the roads. You get them off the road, they get stuck. There's occasions we can ease off. We've got some smaller trucks that we can get in and out of some yards and things. But if it's not accessible with a truck, this is what we go to. We climb. Cole T, we've got lines all over our system
Oh, sure.
that are behind houses, going up mountains, whatever, that you cannot get trucks to. So this is what we do at that point, and this is one of the first skills that you have to learn to become a lineman.
Right.
If you don't make it past this, you're
Yeah.
it's done. You know.
Go ahead. No. And one thing we like to remind people while this is going on, these guys do this competitively as well. Lineman rodeos, which we were lucky enough to have one in Huntsville in 2017. It was really cool things to see. Of course, the coronavirus impacted being able to do that this year. But if you ever get a chance to go to one of those, it's a lot of fun to watch. And you've judged them before.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Cole, he actually
He won for like best overall apprentice.
Yeah, the TV PPA, which is mainly the TVA companies, he actually placed first overall in the apprentice division.
Yeah.
In that rodeo.
Now, how long does it take you to get used to that wobbling when you're up at the top? That would
when you go through a climbing school, you'll spend hours a day on the pole. Yeah. And that's the biggest thing, is getting used to climbing is the easy part, but getting used to working off the pole.
Sure.
And trusting your equipment, being able to lean out and do everything as well.
Well, we've seen video of some training where you'll have a bunch of guys up on the poles and they'll have like a football or a basketball,
yep.
And they throw it to each other, but they got to catch it free and not be touching the pole, I think.
Right. We want both hands off the pole and them catching. If you don't catch the basketball, the whole group climbs down, gets the basketball, and comes back up as a group. So after you do that a couple of times, you've got some guys that's committed to catching the ball.
I've been on a deer stand and a tree stand before, so I can only imagine what this is like.
Yeah.
You know, I know Amanda's favorite competition at the lineman rodeo is the one where you have to climb to the top of the pole and take the egg out of the basket.
Yeah.
Then you put the egg in your mouth and you got to climb back down and you can't crack the egg.
Yeah.
And it's timed. And of course, they're also judging you on your safety measures. And they do hurt man rescue, which I know you guys are going to be certifying on that again next week. So we want to come out and get some video of that to show you guys. And there it is, up and down the pole. Simple as that, like watching a cat. But that's years of
so easy.
Yeah, that's years of training right there. That's I would still be trying to figure out how to put the stuff on.
Right.
2 steps in, I'm scared to death the thing's going to come off my foot, I'm sure.
Right.
But it's cool. Thanks, Cole, for going up the pole. Let's move on to the lightning round, the fun part of our show here where we talk about some silly things. Here's the first topic. Everybody chime in on this, there is a theme park in Japan that is installing a haunted toilet as part of its Corona Horror Fest 2020. They're calling it a socially distant haunted house experience. The toilet is based on the story of Hanako-san, a Japanese folk legend about a girl who haunts bathrooms in schools. Caitlin, my question for you, you're about to move into your house. Are you worried about your toilets being haunted? And did you have them checked for this in the inspection?
No, I did not have that checked. I am not worried about them being haunted, but whenever you have to go to the bathroom in the middle of the night, you're always got in the back of your mind, it would really suck if someone popped out of the shower or was like behind you in the mirror. No, we're not. No. Snakes, no.
Well, yeah, but we brought that up before, though. The snakes, when the lady had the 4 snakes in the back of her toilet.
I know,
yeah.
but I'm not speaking that over my house.
I'm just planting those seeds. Okay, here's another story. You'll like this one, Amanda. Taco Bell is going to start selling its own wine. It's called Jalapeno Noir. They describe it as having notes of wild strawberry, cherry, and beetroot. Currently only available in Canada. So my question for everyone, would any of you be willing to try this? And if so, would you bring me some back?
Why not do margaritas?
I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Branching out.
Okay. But why not?
I mean, if it's anything like their breakfast, I'm all for it.
I love Taco Bell. I could live on Taco Bell.
Yeah.
Probably not very well, but I could.
Right.
I got my kids hooked on Taco Bell.
Yeah.
And I could eat Taco Bell all day long.
I miss it when it was cheaper though. I mean, I remember.
It's still cheap.
Oh, okay.
I think it is.
I never ordered correctly then.
You must not.
No, my kids are spoiled. They all want the expensive stuff.
Yeah. Okay, this one, another story here. Chuck E. Cheese wants to purchase and destroy 7 billion of their prize tickets as part of their bankruptcy restructuring. My question for everybody, what does the E stand for?
I don't remember.
I don't know.
Maybe?
What?
Easy.
That would make sense. See, I always like to think that he's got this fancy name like Charles Xavier Cheese,
Yeah.
and that he's been disowned by his wealthy family or something. Also, how many sets of those vampire teeth would 7 billion tickets get you?
Gosh. Countless number.
Well, the answer is 7.
Legit?
No,
Oh.
I made that up.
Okay.
Okay, and finally, a 38-year-old woman in England is celebrating her first wedding anniversary, and while that might not seem interesting in and of itself, she is married to a tree.
Huh?
Yes, she married a tree.
Like last name tree?
No, a tree. A wooden, growing out of the ground tree. She says she and the tree are more in love than ever. My question for the group, do any of you know the traditional first anniversary gift?
I used to, now I can't remember.
Paper?
It's paper.
Oh.
So it's kind of an odd twist that
Huh.
Yeah,
her husband is
a tree.
a tree.
Interesting.
Well, that's all I had. Okay, so that's our show for today. Of course, all guests on Facebook Live Friday receive a year's supply of turtle wax and rice-a-roni, the San Francisco treat. Thanks to Matt, thanks to Cole, thanks to everybody for watching, thanks to all the tradesmen out there, and especially a shout out to our guys down in Fairhope. Come home safe soon, guys. And until next time, this is Todd for Amanda and Caitlin reminding you that you can't spell utilities without you.